We are the ski history of the West, having Howelson Hill being the oldest operating area in the state, one of the oldest in the West. We have our carnival, which is old, a winter sports club now going on 100 years old, will be in 1914. And I think that the spirit and the depth with which this community has embraced skiing just permeates the soul of people that live here as well as the land around us. It's where we play, it's what we love, and we're serious about it in many ways.
You know, it's amazing to me how one guy's passion, Carl Howelson, comes here with a passion for skiing and ski jumping in particular, and starts something. That seed was planted and it grew, and it's grown up to be what it is today. It's pretty cool to see how it has just grown and grown and grown, and it's created such a tradition in this community, and people have bought in. And it's incredible what can happen when everybody's working together. The Olympic story here is amazing. We've had so many Olympians come from Steamboat that I think it's in the water or something, but kids come here and just believe right from the get-go that they can do it.
There is this amazing amount of Olympians that have come out of this place, unlike anywhere in the world, really.
It seems like everybody in town supports this Olympic movement and this history that we've had with it.
Skiing and in Steamboat is what everybody does. When I grew up, skiing was part of our school curriculum. We got a grade in our report card on downhill slalom, jumping, and cross country. The only 4 A's I ever made all the way through school. But you don't find that in any other resort. Steamboat, just natural.
It's an interesting thing that generations of Olympians and sport heroes that we have in this town, right? Because they're our neighbors. So it's a nice combination because it's not so out there that it's not attainable. I mean, it's very real. We are these kids' neighbors. And they also see we're normal folk. But we have a relationship. I mean, it's a nice community.
Whenever you're going into a competition, you know you have a whole community that's like cheering you on and they want you to do well. And that's always been a huge part of my success, is just knowing that I can come home and have all these people that I care about and that obviously are supportive of what I'm doing and what my dream is.
I don't know anybody in town that doesn't support skiing and the skiing way of life. It's the way we live, and it's the way everybody in town came here because of it and then stayed.
It's a great place to live if you dream about going to the Olympics. But it's a great place to live if you just want to live. The Olympics in skiing is different from a lot of other sports. If you're an Olympic downhill racer, you've got one chance every 4 years, and that chance lasts for 2 minutes. That's it. If you're a jumper, everything happens in, 7 or 8 seconds on that ski jump. You can be the best, You can be the strongest, you can have the greatest reputation, but if you can't have your best effort when it counts the most at the Olympic Games, then come back in 4 more years and try again.
We're outside in the elements, so there's resiliency and there's cold and there's equipment and you got to keep track of things, and there can be competition. I think everywhere you look at it, there's something to be learned for these kids.
And the hill is steep and gnarly and cold, and so there's really, there's great aspects that it's not just the red carpet rolled out for kids.
Too many times in life we face a challenge and we give up. It hurts too much. You have to fail to succeed and fall down and dust yourself off and get back up. And really that process is so magical because a lot of kids are afraid to try. When they hit an obstacle, they're afraid of failure. And so to teach kids that that's just a normal process of life, that it's okay to fail and to get back up and teach them integrity and perseverance and those things. Once you've taught a human being those kind of skills, it's so neat to watch, and anything is really possible.
And he landed it! I think growing up around other Olympians, you realize that anything is possible. You know, you see these guys who have achieved their goals and you see that you can do the same thing.
Well, I don't think there's any place else in the world where you can walk in to the base lodge of a little tiny ski area and see 100 years of Olympians on the flags in the ceiling of that lodge. And every kid in Steamboat that has participated and represented Steamboat in the Olympics in any ways got a flag up there in the hall, the ski area.
You know, it's a little bit like hearing the national anthem. There's just something that makes you pause for a minute and you listen to that song. You might get a little bit teary-eyed and you pause and you reflect and you're appreciative, right? You walk into Olympian Hall or you have the Olympian send-off. I mean, there are these moments that make you stop and appreciate and think, wow.
In Steamboat Springs, they grow up dreaming about getting Olympic medals, and this is thanks to this town and this community, and we can't thank you enough, so thank you.
And it's always nice when we have those celebrations because we will pause and think, wow, this is special.
And we doubling it up in what town?
The journey to become an Olympian, whether you make it or not, is such a great thing, and it teaches you so much about life, about success, about failures, and about hard work. And I think that translates to great things no matter what you do.
Even though it's hard at times and challenging and disappointing, the bottom line is that you love it, and then it all makes sense. It's all worthwhile. But it is important because I think we can get too hyper-focused on demanding excellence at a young age, and kids, they don't necessarily develop the other aspects of the sport.
It's not in our mission statement to produce Olympians, but once you've got the momentum and the snowball is rolling and so many kids see that it's an opportunity, that kids really grow up believing that they can do it. And why not? And why not have this experience? And that's such a big part of it, is just believing in yourself and having that self-confidence.
Yeah, you gotta love it, you gotta have a passion, and that's why being here in Steamboat is so nice, because that makes that pretty easy.
It's natural to where if the kid's got talent, he's got to find it in Steamboat Springs.
It really does take a community to do what we're doing and pass on to the next generations this incredible, incredible journey of skiing and ski sports. And I just am so proud to be a part of it. It just is a great thing for generations to come.
I think being an Olympian from Steamboat, it's an enormous honor and privilege. You're part of this heritage that's unlike anywhere else in the world, really.
I think everybody that has lived here and skied here and trained here and whatnot is proud to put Steamboat behind their name.